Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamie. I'm a 33-year-old zero-based cashless budgeter and stuffer, and we are here today to budget out my my paychecks for the 5th and final week of January. So we don't have a ton of money to work with this week. Once again, we only got $85.74 from Amazon. I only worked, I think, 2 days. At this point, I don't remember why I called off. I think one of the days I was offered off and another day I didn't feel good, so I just only worked 2 days. But we also do have $63.23 from my big girl job, and then we have $16 from the Savings Challenge Saturday reallocation, which is going to give us $164.94 to work with for the week. So that 94 cents is going to go straight into the Roundup Challenge, and that will leave us with $164 to work with for the week. So let's go ahead and get started with my variable expenses, see what we can do to stretch this money as far as we possibly can. So buffer we're going to skip. We always skip buffer. It just sits there, covers my transactions until I move the money out of my envelopes online. Crochet by Jamie currently has 10, 20, 35, 37, 38, 39. I did do a little bit of spending this week, and then I do have my Etsy fees that are coming up soon. So let's do $10 into Crochet by Jamie. Gas currently has 50, 70, 80, 90, 101, which is enough for like 3 tanks of gas. I did obviously fill up my tank a couple of times. So I've been doing 30 recently, which seems like it's been working because I've really only been filling up like once a week, and 30 is about what it takes to fill up my tank, so we'll just stick with a 30. Groceries has 20, 35, 36. We are currently getting pounded by Fern. We're about halfway through, and we have about 7 or 8 inches so far. So I did do my pre-storm grocery shopping. I didn't like go in a panic and buy everything, but I didn't have anything. I didn't have any bread or like lunch meat or anything, so I bought stuff for sandwiches. And I bought some little salad bowls and some like pasta. So like things that I can eat cold if my power goes out, and things that don't require any prep. So I did spend some of this. So I won't have to do any grocery shopping for next week. So let's just put $10 into groceries. Prescriptions, will give it its normal 5. And then spending, we currently have $7. I did do some spending, so we're going to put $30 in here to make sure that we have enough to cover all of that. So in my variable expenses, we currently have $85 budgeted. Okay, so next we're going to go into my high priority binder. We're going to start off with car costs. So in car costs, we currently have $155. We are just going to add $5 to that this week. In debt payoff, we have $140. So we'll just do one bubble. So we'll just fill in $10. For festivals, we currently have $1,600. I do still have a lot of saving to do for my trip to Vegas in May, so let's do $25 into Fest this week. Gifts currently has $46. I have a gift that I'm possibly going to be buying soon. It should be like $45, so let's just do $1 for now. Make sure we have enough to cover everything else. Taxes, this money has already all been taxed, so I don't need to pay anything there. And then wedding currently has $15, so we're going to add $5 to it. And then as far as the wedding stuff goes, I did talk to my sister this morning. She lives in the Twin Cities, so I was checking in on her, making sure that she's safe from the unrest and everything that's going on. Her fiance works in City Hall, so she is worried about him. But as of now, he is still going into the office. So we're hoping that he continues to stay safe. We're hoping that she continues to stay safe and their cat Biscuit continues to be safe. But after we were talking about the atrocities that are happening in Minnesota right now, she asked me if I'd be her maid of honor. And I obviously accepted. You're not going to tell your little sister, no, you won't be her maid of honor. But that does mean that my wedding duties will be increasing from just a bridesmaid to maid of honor. So I will have to pay more. So I will need to start saving more. I think after I go to EDC and I have more money available, I will continue stuffing festivals at like a normal rate, because I have another festival coming up in September. But I will start stuffing wedding more, because her wedding will be hopefully next May. So I need to make sure that I have, at this point, probably $2,000 saved up for her wedding. And then once the wedding is all done and paid for, I will start saving up for travel, will be my next top priority. And the whole time, festivals will be receiving like a moderate amount to make sure that I have enough to continue going to Lost Lands every year. But so we had $46 in the high priority binder. So we're going to move on to the low priority binder next. So nothing in here is really going to be getting very much, because we don't have a lot of money to work with for the week. So body mods will get $1. Electronics will get $1. Fitness will get $1. Oop. Hair will get $1. Shindigs will get $1. And then travel, I did do a little bit of unstuffing, so just to make it a nice amount, again, we're going to do $3. We do have a spreadsheet where I keep track of what's actually in each envelope, so I know even if you don't. But obviously you can count, because whenever we do the cash condensings, and if you keep track from there, by all means go crazy, but I don't expect anybody to do that. So we have $8 going into the low priority binder. And our final binder is my long-term savings. So cats this week will be getting $2. I did buy them a present. I'll talk about that in my cash unstuffing on Friday. Home improvement will be getting $2. Medical will be giving $2. Month ahead will give $5. Roundup just gets that 94 cents. And then Savings Challenge Saturday, we should have enough left over to do $14 into Savings Challenge Saturday. So let's add that all up and make sure that that is correct. So 25.94 plus 8 plus 46 plus 85 is 164. Perfect. So the last thing we need to do is my cash breakdown, so that whenever I go to pull the bills to do my stuffing, I have the correct denominations. So Crochet by Jamie will get a 10, gas will get a 20 and a 10, groceries a 10, prescriptions a 5, spending a 20 and a 10. Car costs will get a 5, debt payoff a 10, festivals a 20 and a 5, gifts a 1, taxes doesn't get anything, wedding will get a 5. Body mods, electronics, fitness, hair, shindigs all get 1s, travel gets a 2 and a 1. Cats will get a 2, home 2, medical 2, month ahead will get a 5. Roundup we'll deal with when we get there. If we need something, if we need to pull something, we'll pull it from my bills on the side. And then 14 for 14 ones for Savings Challenge Saturday. So we have 3 20s, we have 5 10s, we have 5 5s, we have 4 2s, 21 ones. So that is 60, that's 50, 25, 8, 21, and then we'll just add this up, make sure that this also equals 164. So 164, perfect. So that all worked out perfectly. So we are all good to go for this video. If you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know how you've been impacted by what's it called? Winter Storm Fern. If you have been, I know that there are some people who were lucky enough to not get impacted, but if you have been impacted, let me know what you're seeing. If it's a lot of snow, if it's just cold weather, if you are one of the unlucky ones who got ice, let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you on Wednesday for my cash stuffing.